Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. Girlfriend of 3 years is upset that she's not invited to my friend's wedding because I'm a groomsman. She's threatening to end our relationship if I go. So as the title states, my 39M girlfriend, 26F, of 3.5 years is threatening to break up with me if I go to one of my best friend's wedding that I'm a groomsman in. Last year my friend of 14 years asked me to be a groomsman in his wedding, in which I was honored, so I agreed. Eventually I found out that they were not extending +1s to anyone that isn't already married or engaged. I talked to him about bringing my girlfriend and even offered to pay, if that was the issue. He apologized for any issues, but said no and that they just want to have it amongst people they're close to. Even though I don't agree, it's not my wedding to tell them what to do, so I didn't push it. When I mentioned it to my girlfriend last year, we got into a huge fight about it, but I felt we left it in an agree to disagree situation, as I told her I wanted to be there for my best friend's wedding. A few weeks ago I reminded her that it is coming up soon. It is now this weekend, and she asked me if I'm planning on going. I was a bit surprised she asked me that, as I thought we hashed that out a year ago. When I told her I'm going as I'm a groomsman, she absolutely freaked out, crying, screaming, and throwing things in the house. I tried talking to her, but she refused to talk and just screamed at me. I tried apologizing and explaining, but she's not having it. She told me I am choosing my friend over our relationship. I tried apologizing and explaining that while I don't agree with their choices, it isn't my wedding to dictate and that I do want to be there for him. She said I didn't do enough and that I should have given them an ultimatum: if they don't give me a +1 then I am not going. I don't feel like that is a reasonable request to make at someone else's wedding. She said that if her best friend didn't invite me to her wedding, she would refuse to go. She's now stating that she doesn't want to be with someone who doesn't put her first, and that if I go we're done. I earnestly don't want to hurt her and hate seeing her so sad, but I don't feel like she's being reasonable with this. I can understand how upset I can be by not being invited, but nobody is getting. I don't feel like she should be taking it out on me, nor get to the level it has. She ended our call this morning by telling me the only way I can fix it is by backing out of the wedding Saturday, otherwise we're done. One side note to mention about our relationship: we've been on and off for our 3 years because of infidelity, her end, and major fighting. She has also lied 3 times about hooking up with people to try to get a rise out of me and end our relationship. She always thinks I am not trying enough and do not give her enough attention and focus. We keep trying to work things out, as we have gone to couples therapy, no longer going, and she is seeking anger management, but ultimately keeps breaking up over large fights. So unfortunately our relationship has always been rocky. I apologize if this doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just super frustrated and upset over this whole thing. Any advice on how to handle this? I'm at such a loss. TLDR, my 39M girlfriend, 26F, of 3.5 years is threatening to break up with me if I go to my best friend's wedding. I'm a groomsman this Saturday. There are no +1s unless you are married or engaged. She claims I'm putting my relationship with him first over our relationship. She cheats, lies, and starts fights. Let the bullet dodge you. Go to the wedding. Ha ha. Thank you for the words. My friends have similar thoughts. Lol, time to move on, my dude. This girl needs therapy. You're over 10 years older than her and she's very immature even for her age. Date someone more mature. I thought she was unhinged before I even got to the infidelity and lying and general nonsense. You need to end this relationship. No ring no being rules are a little outdated for sure, but it's not personal and it's not something to threaten a friendship or make ultimatums about. Your girlfriend's reaction is not even close to normal. Thank you for the words. I hated adding the extra detail of our relationship, but it provides some history. I agree that rule is outdated for sure. I'm not happy about it and have a lot of separate thoughts outside of this issue. My buddy said she's making me second guess reality, so appreciate you acknowledging it's not a normal reaction. Before we were married there were a couple weddings my husband and I couldn't go to together, and we rolled our eyes a bit, but it wasn't a big deal. I cannot imagine freaking out over it the way she is. Your friend is the problem here. If it was your GF of 6 months, I would say, it is fine to not invite. But it is your GF of 3.5 years. TBH, if there is an event, I assume my partner is invited. If I am told he or she cannot come, I don't go to the event. It is an asshole move to invite only one person from the couple. Thank you for the different perspective. While I agree it's an F-upped move, I don't feel it's my place to push back. Especially since they're trying to keep it smaller. If you were in this situation, if your friend of 14 plus years did this, would you decline being in the wedding? Not giving a groomsman A+1 is psycho behavior. He is paying for your suit and shit? I mean, yeah, she's fully wild and that's its own thing, but your friend's getting married sucker doing a wedding. No, he's not, and you're definitely not wrong. I have a lot of negative thoughts on the matter. Sounds like your friend made this rule to get you to come to your senses. Honey, why do you believe this is as good as it gets for you? Why do you believe this is what you deserve? It's time to end this toxic mess. Choose you. In 3.5 years she has given you more than enough reasons to end it. This is a drop in the bucket compared to the rest of your life. A good therapist, solo for you, can help you get to the root of why you stayed so long. Why do you value your peace so little? You deserve a soft life full of love and a partner who contributes meaningfully to that. Does she? No shit, hence the lack of invite for the unstable child you're sometimes dating. Child indeed, with a 13-year age difference. Maybe pay attention to the age gap as well there, bud. This is a no-brainer. She's trying to enforce some kind of control over you, and she's throwing a tantrum because she's realizing that she doesn't have that control because you're still thinking about going. Don't choose your lying, cheating, controlling girlfriend over your best friend of 14 years. Does that even make sense for you to do? That's crazy to even consider it. Any offering an ultimatum in this situation needs to be told to duck off anyway. Call her up and tell her that you're sorry, but you don't do ultimatums, and since she wants to declare one, you're choosing your best friend, because he's more important than just some girlfriend who tries to force you to prove her worth to you by abandoning him on his wedding day. Tell her she's not even worth considering over this ultimatum anyway, because she's lied and cheated on you and is acting like a child due to her own insecurities that she's created due to her own actions. Tell her clearly she doesn't want you enough anyway, given her actions, so it's a clear-cut answer on who to choose. You're nearly 40 dating an immature 26 years old. Why? I agree. If I was in a 3-year relationship and my partner wasn't invited, I would not go. However, the bigger question is, why have you been beating this dead horse for 3 years? Infidelity, her end, and major fighting. She has also lied 3 times about hooking up with people to try to get a rise out of me and end our relationship. She always thinks I am not trying enough and do not give her enough attention and focus. You're nearly 40, don't you feel too old for her shit? Your friends probably added this rule to exclude your GF deliberately. They certainly feel too old for her shit. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night. Wherever you are.